joy of the highest heaven, born as a little baby under a wondrous star.
And welcome back to Focal Point on AFR Talk. I am Brian Fisher. The program is Focal Point. The network is AFR Talk. I found that statistic, by the way, number of union employees, private sector employees, 7 million, public sector employees, 7.6 million. So that's 14.7 million total union workers in the United States. 173,000 staff people make almost half as much money as 14.7 million worker bees that are out there generating the union dues to keep them in operation. Now, I want to shift gears here and welcome to our Focal Point studio Maurice Singh. He is from Bangalore, and he is head of a ministry called Look Unto Jesus Ministries. Graduated from Blue Mountain College, which is not far from our headquarters here at the American Family Association. And I want to chat with Maurice a little bit about what his ministry is involved in. Maurice, welcome to Focal Point with Brian Fisher.
Well, thank you.
Well, let's start, Maurice. First of all, where is Bangalore? I mean, most of the people in our, and I'm going to pretend like I know where it is. This is just really for our listening audience. I know that I'm squared away geographically on all this stuff, but I know those of you out there in the listening audience, you are geographically challenged. So for your benefit, I'm going to have Maurice tell us where Bangalore is.
Well, Bangalore is located in the south central of India, and it is one of the largest cities of South India with about 11 million people in our city.
So 11 million, Bangalore, this is in southern part of India. Now, how, Maurice, did you get from Bangalore to the United States?
Well, many years ago in 1997, we had a mission team that came to work with us, and the mission team was from Tupelo, Mississippi. And when they heard of my calling to the ministry and what the Lord wanted me to do, they suggested that I come to Blue Mountain College if the Lord led me to do so. And to make a long story short, the Lord did open the doors. And I did end up going to Blue Mountain College in Mississippi.
And our church, I go to Hope Church here in Tupelo. We support the ministry of Look Unto Jesus Global Outreach, which is headquartered here in our hometown, also does the same thing. So, Maurice, the name of your ministry is Look Unto Jesus Ministries. And by the way, if you want to get more information about it and stay in contact with what Maurice and his team is doing, you can go to the Facebook page, Look Unto Jesus Ministries. Ministries is plural, and you can stay in touch with what they're doing. And Maurice, you and I were chatting before you came on the air, and I was looking for a way to give our audience a way to get in contact with you and stay abreast of what you're doing. And you explained you've had a problem getting the website up or keeping it up. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. Well, we had a website about the ministry and that explained what we do. Our main goal in India is to take the gospel to people that have never heard the gospel before. And we have had to deal with a lot of persecution in the last few years, and we have had a lot of threats asking us to take our website down. And we had to take it off the web because of security reasons. And most of our persecution we do receive now is government funded. So we were not able to keep it on there.
So there are actually government resources that are going in to inhibit your ministry.
Yes, sir.
And what form does that take? I mean, does that come in some, these threats that you're getting, what form are these threats coming?
Oh, various kinds. In fact, a few weeks ago, we had a man that came to our campus claiming to be a pastor. And when we allowed him in, and it didn't take us too long, the more we started talking to him to find out that he was a spy sent by a group that was waiting outside our campus. And his job was to keep our attention while this group was trying to poison our water system. And we face events like that almost every day. There have been occasions where people have tried to poison our water system or poison our food. Or sometimes, you'll have a group of people outside our campus throwing stones at our building and breaking windows and everything we have. In fact, a couple of days ago, I received a phone call saying somebody broke into our building midnight on Thursday and literally ransacked the place and broke everything in our building.
Now, this persecution that's coming against you, Maurice, talking here with Maurice Singh of Look Unto Jesus Ministries, headquartered in Bangalore, this persecution, these challenges, these threats, are some of them, all of them, religiously motivated?
Most of it is religiously motivated because one of the things what the gospel does is it liberates people from the caste system that exists in India. The caste system divides the society and believes that the low caste people need to be the lowest part of the society in terms of their job, financially, and their status in society. But the Christian gospel liberates them from such hostility, and they realize they are equal and they're loved by God. And so that works against the Hindu society and the Indian way of thinking. And so it has put a lot of people who are the high caste people in threat. So most of the persecution we receive is religiously motivated because they feel the Christian message is threatening them.
So, Maurice, your larger goal there is to take the gospel in India to people that have never heard it. It's a great goal. It's a noble goal. It's right in line of what Jesus instructed his disciples to do, go into all the world and preach the gospel and teach them everything that I commanded you and baptize in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So, Maurice, that's your larger focus. There's something that really also grabbed my attention about what you have started to do. You know, we talk about the issue of slavery, and we think slavery is just something, it's bygone era. Nobody is being kidnapped anymore and taken captive and forced to do things against their will. But you've come in contact with a whole kind of underground thing that involves human trafficking. Tell us how you kind of tumbled onto this and what your organization is trying to do here.
Yes, sir. Well, what happened about 8 months ago, we were in a village and we were witnessing to this young lady about Jesus Christ. And what happened was, as we talked to her, she was very receptive to the gospel. And in turn, she invited us to her home. And when we went to her home, we saw her beautiful young 5-year-old daughter that was at home. And we started talking to the girl, and we inquired more about her with the mother. And when we did so, the mother started crying. And we had no idea why. And after she calmed down, we inquired why she was upset and came to find out that this young girl was on the verge of being sold into sex trafficking by her own father, and the mother did not want that to happen.
So this was a girl that's 5 years of age.
Yes, sir.
And she was on the verge of being sold into the sex industry,
yes, sir.
Sex trafficking industry by her own father.
Yes, sir. And that was the first time the Lord led us and allowed us to stumble into something like that. And so we rescued that girl, and we convinced the father, and we even also had to pay him some money so that he would let her go. And we brought her home with us. And that was the beginning of the ministry that God had in mind, which we were not even aware of.
You know, it's interesting, Maurice, you talk about the gospel. You know, Jesus is referred to as the one who gave his life as a ransom for many. You know, he paid a purchase price to redeem us from bondage and redeem us from slavery. And that's exactly the kind of transaction that happened here.
Yes, sir.
Where a purchase price was paid to liberate this girl from bondage and captivity. So how widespread is this problem?
Oh, it's all over the nation in various forms. It happens in some of the most poorest communities, all the way you find it in some rich places in some computer industries. In fact, our city being known as the Silicon Valley of Asia, we have a lot of computer companies, and there's a lot of forced sex slavery that happens even in some of these big computer companies that are big in America today. And at the same time, in the poor community, you find parents trying to sell their daughters because they cannot make it another day, and they want to sell these girls.
Boy, it's just hard for me to, just picture that for a parent. I just think of myself, it's so desperate and so poor, so poverty-stricken that it would even occur to you, let alone to do it, but you would even cross your mind to think of selling one of your own children into sexual slavery just in order to make it. But that gives you, I guess, a window of insight into the level of poverty that surrounds a lot of these folks.
Yes, sir. The poverty is incredible. And most people in some of these villages don't make more than $1 a month. And it's hard for them to survive.
Now, these poor areas that you're talking about where a lot of the girls are taken, purchased, or kidnapped, captured, and put into sex slavery, are these mostly Dalit areas, or is it?
No, sir. It happens in every caste in the Hindu community. And one of the surprising things we've learned is it's very prevalent even in the Muslim community. You find parents selling their own daughters for financial reasons, or parents selling their own daughters because they are already a part of that trade.
Now, we know Maurice, talking with Maurice Singh of Look Unto Jesus Ministries, headquartered in Bangalore, India. And Maurice, we know that sex trafficking is an issue here in the United States. We got just about 60 seconds, but are any of these girls that are sold into sex trafficking in India, do you know if any of them make their way to the United States?
No, sir, but we have information of some of these girls being trafficked into the Middle Eastern countries a lot, and there's also a lot of evidence that they're being trafficked into Eastern Europe. But there's not much that happens to the United States, but the way it spreads to the United States is through the web. India, as well as it's known for its computer industry, people fail to realize that has also empowered the sex trafficking industry online.
Our guest in our studio has been Maurice Singh. He's from Bangalore, India. The name of his ministry is Look Unto Jesus Ministries. Again, he's explained to us their website is down because of security reason, because of the threats that they have received, because of the work that they are doing to bring light into darkness. But you can go to the Facebook page, Look Unto Jesus Ministries on Facebook, Look Unto Jesus Ministries. You can find out more about what Maurice Singh and this ministry is up to. You can find a way that you can get involved financially, support them with your prayers as well as your gifts. Well, Maurice, thank you for taking time to pop in and talk to us, and God bless you in the work that you are doing there, and God protect you as well.
Well, thank you, sir. It's an honor to be here.
Maurice Singh, Look Unto Jesus Ministries. Focal Point AFR Talk. We'll be right back with more. Stay with us.